Yo, what's good, people? This is Swiff Epics, a.k.a. Gary Swaby from the Koalition.com. And, I'm here to give my predictions on the Massacre 2 card, which is going down tomorrow night on pay-per-view at King of the Dot. So definitely go to, it's kotdtv.com, I believe. So go there and you can buy the pay-per-view and you can watch the event live. I'm going to give my predictions on all the battles now. And hopefully, after tomorrow at some point, I'm going to give a recap on all the battles, but I'm going to want to watch them in full detail before I give my recap. But, for now, we'll settle for, my predictions on the battles. Now, as this is the Coalition channel, there's going to be some gameplay in the background. So, if you don't like gameplay and you're just here for the battle rap, you can ignore the gameplay if you want. But if you're like me and you love gaming and you love battle rap, then you're in heaven right now, pretty much. So let me just get through this card. Let me just give me my predictions because I've been waiting to get this out. It's just I don't always have a lot of time to do this stuff, so let me just get it out right now. Okay, so there's a few battles that I'm probably not qualified to give an opinion on, like for example, Dirt versus Prof. I'm not too familiar with these battle rappers in particular, so I'm just gonna skip that battle in particular. Shotti P versus Xcel. Xcel is nice when he wants to be, but I get the feeling that, he doesn't always put the effort in and, he choked. Like the Danny Myers battle, that could have been a crazy battle, Xcel versus Danny Myers. I think that was Massacre 1, actually. That could have been a crazy battle, but Xcel choked because, he didn't put the time and the effort in. So, but, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen too many Shotti P battles, so off the rip, I'm just gonna say Xcel might win that battle if he's on point. If he puts the effort in, he might edge that battle. DNA versus Bangz. That like I don't even need to give a prediction for that battle. Like, I mean, DNA. He's been on his 2-on-2 vibe right now, with K Shine and the whole NWX thing. But DNA solo right now, he's been doing pretty good in his past few solo battles. He battled Danger Zone and DNA went crazy that battle. So I'm just gonna say DNA 3-0 in this battle. I'm sorry. If you're a Bangz fan, that's cool, but I feel like DNA he's a veteran and he knows what he needs to do in this battle. So I think he's taking that 3-0. Okay, so this is where the card gets really, really sweet right here. So, Jonai versus Danny Myers. This is a crazy battle right here. Like, Jonai, I mean, he's a battle rapper who got a lot of hype really early on in his career. He battled, what was dude's name? I can't even remember dude's name right now. Damn. I'm sorry, yo, but he battled that dude on Smack in a PG battle, and he went stupid, and ever since then, people have kind of put Gjonaj on a pedestal. They kind of put him up there as that guy. They kind of like for a while he was kind of URL's Disaster, and then he actually got to battle Disaster, and he dropped the ball in that battle. Disaster showed why he's a vet. He showed how polished he is as a battle rapper, and Jonai kind of dropped the ball. He choked, you know. But earlier this year, we saw Jonai battle Psychosis on the Blackout card, and Jonai did just that. He blacked out. He blacked out in that battle. Like he went crazy. He went stupid crazy in that battle. So, I feel like Jonai, he learned his lesson. He knew that he probably wasn't ready for Disaster at that point in his career. But right now I don't think Jonai wants to take an L. And Danny Myers, we all know Danny Myers is great at what he does. He's a back-to-back punchline rapper from the West Coast. he's got his formula. He does what he does. He always comes with 3 rounds. He never chokes. Well, he's choked once, I think, but like, but he's consistent. He brings it in every battle, and he's generally excited to battle, anybody. So, Danny Myers, he's a hard worker. He's coming off of a great battle with B Dot. So this is an interesting battle. Um, as far as my prediction goes, now you know what? I actually want to see Jonai win this battle, to be real with you. Because I feel like if Jonai wins this battle, he's going to progress and he's going to get back to where he needs to be. But Danny Myers, he's no slouch. He's no slouch at all. I feel like Danny Myers is definitely going to bring it because he knows that Jonai has that spark. He's got that spark in him. He's not just your average PG like battle rapper. Like he's got something, and Danny Myers knows that, so he's not gonna take him lightly. So it's gonna be a crazy battle, I think. I'm just hoping Jonai brings it and doesn't choke. If he doesn't choke, this could be a classic battle right here. But I want Gjonaj to win, but I just feel like Danny Myers is probably going to be more polished in the battle. So I might edge this one to Danny Myers, as my prediction. Now, next battle. Math Hoffa versus Thesaurus. This is the first time we're getting to see Math Hoffa on King of the Dot ever since the fight. The fight with Disaster. And may I add that that was actually a classic battle between Disaster and Math Hoffa. Like, they was going at it in that battle. It's just a shame that it turned out, it's a shame that it turned into a fight. But, that was a dope battle. But yeah, anyway, Math Hoffa, many would argue that he's kind of fallen off since that fight, since that Disaster altercation. And the Saurus, I mean, the Saurus is a legend, but so is Math Hoffa. Both these guys are legends. They've been in this battle rap thing since before Grind Time, before the URL. So you can call both these guys legends, and this is definitely an interesting matchup. Um, but who's gonna win? To be honest with you, the Saurus has kind of fell off. Like, I don't think he's as passionate as he used to be back in the jump off and the early grind time days. I don't think, I just don't think he's that passionate anymore. I know he's a big poker player. He plays poker. That's his thing now. He's still got the freestyle ability though. He's a really good freestyler. But Math Hoffa, he's a man with something to prove right now. So I feel like his hunger, his willing to, the fact that he's willing to prove himself, to show that he's not no sucker. I feel like that's gonna push him over the edge, and it's gonna, he might edge this battle overall. So I'm gonna say my prediction is Math Hoffa 2-1 in this battle, but I feel like this could be a very interesting battle. I think it's a very great style clash. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next battle, Pass versus Moneybags. Fantastic matchup. This is a fantastic matchup right here. Like, these are two very underrated battle rappers, and kudos to Organic, and well, I don't know if it was Organic who set this up, but like, because there's a guy who actually set up this particular promotion, but shouts to whoever set this up. Shouts to you, because this is a great matchup, because Moneybags is the most slept on dude in New York, and Passwords is the most slept on dude on the West Coast, Oakland, or wherever he's from. So Moneybags versus Pass. Damn, who's gonna win this, man? Like, this is gonna be a crazy battle. Like, I already know these two are gonna bring it. Nobody's gonna choke in this battle. Like, these two always bring it, no matter what. No matter who it is, no matter what, these two always bring it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say pass 2-1 because to me, Passwords probably has, a lot more experience. He's got a better resume. He's been against some of the heavyweights like Hollow the Don and Charlie Clips. So I feel like, Pass probably, he's got more experience. So I feel like he might be more polished in this battle. So I feel like he might take it. But Moneybags is going to give him a fight though. Like, best believe that. Moneybags is definitely going to give him a fight. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing this. Um, so Big K versus Head Ice. Crazy battle, man. Like Big K is consistent. Like he is consistent. Like he's well-rounded as well. Like he can he can appeal to both audiences, the URL audience, the King of the Dot audiences. He's got it both. Like he's got the ultimate package from both sides. So kudos to Big K. Head Ice, he's almost the same. He can cater to both crowds, but Wolf, aka Head Ice, like he's got that OG swag. Like he's the old dude that you like to hear. Like you want to hear him talk that shit. That's Head Ice right there. So I don't know, man. This is a very it's a tough like it's tough to call. I don't know, man. Like Head Ice, if Head Ice is on his game, I mean, you can't boo a man like Head Ice. Like he's never like the I don't know, man. This is a tough matchup to be honest with you. I don't know how to call this matchup. I feel like okay, Big K might be a little more versatile. Just the fact that he can do more. Like his skill set is he's better equipped than Head Ice is. I think Big K has better wordplay. He can do a lot more with his lyricism than Head Ice can. But Head Ice he can hit you with those, the metaphors and the things that only certain people can understand. Like he'll hit you with those old school. He's got that old school swagger. Like and when it hits you, it's just bam. Like it just breaks your defense completely. So I don't know, man. Like Head Ice, like he can nullify wordplay and punchlines. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like Head Ice, he's got the talent to nullify any wordplay, any punchline, anything you say against him, just because his OG status is at 100. You know what I mean? Like that's Head Ice for you. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough battle to call, but I think I might have Big K edge in this one. But Head Ice can definitely pull a win here. Like don't get it twisted. Okay, next match. I'm really looking forward to this. Iron Solomon versus B Magic. Iron Solomon is no slouch. Yes, he got his ass kicked on the URL when he battled Mook. But, you have to admit the crowd was against him that night, and Mook is Mook, like, at the end of the day. Like, people were happy to see Mook back, and, Mook he had a lot to get off his chest, he had a lot to address, and it was a 5 round battle, and, like, I kind of feel like Mook won by default in that match, to be honest with you. But, um, Iron Solomon, he battled Disaster most recently, and that was a great battle. That is a very debatable battle. I mean, sometimes I watch that battle and have Solomon winning. Sometimes I watch that battle and I have Disaster winning. Like, it's a very, very debatable battle. But, Solomon definitely did his thing, and he showed that he can keep up with this new generation of battle rappers. He battled Daylight last year, and he pretty much won that battle, to be honest. Like, Daylight, sometimes Daylight just he throws away battles basically. But yeah. So Iron Solomon versus B Magic. I gotta admit, B Magic is one of my favorite battle rappers of all time. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when he's on his shit, he is one of my favorites, hands down. But this year in particular, B Magic has been slipping. He's been choking. He's been taking the wrong battles, and he's just not showing any enthusiasm right now. So I don't know, man. I mean, B Magic, he has to go into this battle like it's the biggest battle of his life. Like, previous to this, the conceited battle was his biggest battle in his life, you know. And he did well in that battle. I actually had him winning in that battle, to be honest with you. So B Magic, he has to treat this as a bigger battle than the conceded battle. And you know, if B Magic comes into this battle and he stumbles and chokes, I'm done. Like, I'm done with B Magic. Like, I don't want to see him battle anymore, because you know he's been talking about retiring, and he's been saying that he's lost his passion and all that stuff. So if he comes into this battle and stumbles and chokes, I don't want to see him battle anymore, because at that point he's just ruining his legacy. But if he brings it, like, go back and watch Real Deal versus B Magic. In that first round, B Magic was spazzing on Real Deal. People had Real Deal winning that battle. I had B Magic winning that battle, because he was spazzing on a completely different level in that battle. Go back and watch that. Like, B Magic was going crazy with the wordplay and the punchlines. If we see that B Magic versus Iron Solomon, this is an instant classic right here. But you know, if I'm basing my prediction on previous performances, I'm gonna have to go with Iron Solomon at the end of the day, because he's been more consistent than B Magic has in the past year. But I really, really want B Magic to get into his bag. I really do, because when B Magic's in his bag, it's hard to stop him. So, but yeah, I mean, based on what's been happening at the moment, I got Iron Solomon winning this one. Now we got the main event: Hollow the Don versus Pat Stay. Now these guys battled in London, which is close to home for me. I didn't actually go and see the battle live. I was contemplating it, and I'm glad that I didn't go, to be honest, because it sounds like it was a rip-off, because it was supposed to be a 3 round battle and it turned into a 1 round battle. And you know, obviously people were mad and upset, they felt cheated. So I'm glad I didn't go in the end. But in that 1 round battle that happened in London, I'm not gonna lie, man, I had Pat Stay winning that. Now, I know people were probably like, what the hell are you thinking? But I feel like, I don't know, like the angles Pat Stays was taking, the stuff, the content of his verse, you know, and stuff that he was kicking. I just feel like it was more potent to what Hollow had. Hollow had stuff that would cater to the crowd, like he was catering to the audience that was there. And sometimes that can be a cheap tactic. Like, if you know your audience, you know the audience. Like, it's kind of like when Pat Stay battles in Canada. Like, how are you gonna beat Pat Stay in Canada? He knows the audience. Like, he literally knows the audience, because that's his audience. I feel like, you know, Hollow the Don kind of studied the London audience. He knew what they were like. He knew the slang. He knew what people were like there, and he kind of catered to that and used it in his favor. But I feel like Pat Stay was a little more diverse with what he did in that battle. So I feel like in that 1 rounder, Pat Stay kind of edged it to me. Now in this battle, it's kind of like on it's neutral territory. Let's put it that way, because it's not in Canada, it's not in New York, it's not in Texas. So it's neutral territory, but it's on King of the Dot. And you know, King of the Dot is Pat Stay's league, pretty much. Like, he was the champion. So I don't know, man. To be honest, I feel like Hollow the Dawn is gonna win this one. To be honest, because like he's so diverse and so unpredictable and so unorthodox. I feel like he can pull out a win easy. Like pretty much in any battle, he can win easy. But I don't know, Pat Stay. I mean, we got to see what he comes with. This is a hard battle to call, to be honest. But at this moment, I'm just gonna go with Hollow the Dawn. Like he's the safe option for me, so I'm just gonna say Hollow the Dawn. But yeah, that's my prediction for the Massacre 2 lineup for King of the Dot. Definitely go check that out at KOTD, sorry, TV.com. My bad, I butchered that a little bit. It's like 12:30 a.m. or something here. But yeah, definitely check that out. And I'm gonna be doing my impressions on the battles once they happen, basically. But I'm gonna need to dissect them to really. I'm gonna need to like really hear every battle bar for bar and analyze them, and then I might give my impressions on each battle and on the pay-per-view and on the event itself. So definitely subscribe to this channel, Koalition. Look out for all the great gaming content that we have here, and occasionally I talk about battle rap too. So subscribe, check us out, coalition.com. I'm out. Peace.